Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by PrizePicks. Sign up for PrizePicks today, download the app, and use that promo code Leading Off when you do. It's me, Joey P, Joe Pizzapia. That, of course, is the Welsh, and it's you, the Peanuts, the Cracker Jacks, on a fun Friday edition of Leading Off. Welsh, we have a lot of baseball to get to. We've got some fun things going on, obviously. I see Jason Dominguez is on Twitter trending right now. That's very exciting. I saw you had a good game yesterday. Well, he's hitting doubles, doing fun things, Yankee prospects, all kinds of exciting things like that. I am working very hard to get an X-Plug shirt made up because of yesterday's moment in the show. I think it's a sign, and we need to run with it, Welsh. What do you think?
What's the design? But what are we talking about here? What are we thinking on
I don't
the
know.
Design here?
I'm open to X-Plug designs. Now, again, please let us, keep it clean, everybody out there. If you send them to me on the Twitter machine at Joe Pizzapia 17, I will take a look at the designs. But I don't know. I think it was just X-Plug. I'm also pushing for the hashtag Welshism shirt because that's a shirt that I just personally want.
Yeah,
I just want that shirt.
But have you decided, are we going to put Welshisms on there, or
I don't know how much it costs to get them. I would love to put a list of them, to tell you the truth, and I think that would be.
I think it's both great shirts. I think it's great shirts.
So close, by the way. We are so close to 14,000 subs. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, we got the trade videos. We got all the fun things going on. We're also going to be doing, on the Betting Pro side, Welsh and I are going to do a home run derby special. So go subscribe to Betting Pros as well, because that's going to drop sometime next week before the All-Star break.
We got our second contestant, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. officially announced.
And I heard Mookie Betts is going to partake as well.
I may not just have seen that. I don't know.
I don't know. I saw
a little dicey this morning on any news that I've accumulated.
I think guys are waiting to see if they're named to the team, because nobody wants to travel. Like, if you're there, you're like, I'll do the All-Star game. I'll do the home run derby. I'll do everything. But traveling just for the derby, I think that's the hard sell.
I still think Ellie De La Cruz, you got to put him in that thing. You put him in that thing for those big EVs. He's not going to be at the All-Star game, but put him in that contest, please. But I know they're going to focus on the guys that are actually, in the game. It's
in the game, folks. It's in the game. Let's talk about some of the things from the game yesterday. Good day for prize picking. Yesterday, I had Luzardo and Bello combined Ks. I had Luzardo fantasy points and Kyle Tucker over on fantasy points. Ring the bell, baby. Let's go.
Cash? Did you ring that? Ding, ding, ding.
Well, I can't cash because I'm in New Jersey.
Well,
I
you know what I'm saying.
I helped somebody cash. But it was a good day. Kyle Tucker, 3-run bomb. Good times there. The Cardinals continue to be the Cardinals. I mean, yikes. 14-0 yesterday. I mean, I think the end is for Adam Wainwright. It's here. Great career. I don't think a Hall of Fame career, but a great one. Fun guy in Major League Baseball, a good dude, big fantasy football guy. Maybe we'll try to get him on the show when he's retired. But I think it's over. I think this is the end of the line for Wainwright. I think it's over. Cardinals are over. They should be sellers at the deadline. Luzardo, let's talk about him, Welsh. 6 1/3 scoreless innings. He had 9 strikeouts, 1 walk. Luzardo was kind of this guy that if you invested in him this year, you had all the reason to believe that he could kind of finally have that big breakout season. You saw a lot of it last year. There's been so much negativity, so many injuries to deal with. It's been a long wait. It's been a 5-year wait for Luzardo, going back to the A's years, for him to really become the pitcher that he's emerging as now. So are you surprised that it's finally happened, or are you just happy that it's finally happened at this point?
Well, I'm surprised if you go back and look in the last 10 years of the guys that, us as prospect people have put as the top pitchers, they fail. Alex Reyes doesn't exist anymore. Mackenzie Gore actually is just starting to kind of break through. So it's been kind of a rough run, but I'm not actually surprised from the talent. This game, by the way, 19 swing and whiffs, only 4 on the fastball. His slider had a 63% whiff rate. He had 12 of 19 swings being whiffs, which is bonkers. 33% whiff rate, 30% CSW rate, and a 48 CSW on his slider. That's been the thing. I've always loved Luzardo and how he changed speeds and motions. The velo uptick has been huge for him this year. And he's just moving in from this is a solid pitcher to that upper tier, to the, he's not into the elite of elite or anything like that, but this is a guy that,
close.
Luzardo could resemble an SB2 on your team. I mean, he's kind of performed at that level, but he can resemble that pretty solid SP 4-3 for people to have. And, whiffs keep going. He keeps looking really good. Time for those Marlins to turn it around. Little side note, I just don't think I realized how bad the Cardinals from a standings perspective. I don't pay attention to records a whole bunch. I'm very focused, like player focus and everything. That they're last in the Central, just trying to throw this out real quick, is mind-boggling. Under the Cubs, they're the last in the Central. You're right, they should trade off, but
I mean, that's it. And the Mets are 17 and a half games out. So look, it's just over for some of you. It's time to have the hard conversations with some of these teams. The Cardinals and the Mets had expectations. These were teams we thought were going to contend for the divisions and possibly World Series, and they are not going to do that.
Which do you think bends or breaks, I guess would be the better way to say it first? Do you think it's the Mets or the Cardinals?
Well,
And throw in was it the White Sox in this too? The White Sox,
but the White Sox, I think, a lot more failure potential built in. I don't think anybody looked at the White Sox as a safe investment. I think people look at the White Sox as this should get better, right? It should get better. Whereas they looked at the Cardinals, looked at the Mets as like, this is going to be good. I think that's a totally different perspective on those teams. I think that if the Mets were smart, they'd blink because they have the best pieces to move. Because they have
Cardinals got some
premium
great
winning
pieces to move, though. Now, you know what? I actually might disagree. I think they might.
Who's the pitcher on the Cardinals you're going to move that's going to make a difference in the playoffs? I got Verlander, I got Scherzer, I got two guys.
Okay, I see.
I'm talking about like
total impact of trades, like what a team can get back. The Cardinals have a bevy of players, but you're right.
Kershaw's dealing with a shoulder thing right now. I just heard that news this morning when I woke up. That's not fun to hear. I'm just saying, like right now, there's the Cardinals don't have the pitching side. I'm not saying they don't have good pieces to move. I'm just saying you want to talk about playoffs now. You're talking about impact starting pitchers. And I think that's the big difference here.
The problem with I was actually looking at this. Bogman and I just did this, and it's funny. David just said this in the chat. I didn't do this when we talked about trading Scherzer the other day because I just don't want everyone to roll their eyes every time and talk about the Diamondbacks. But we're looking at Scherzer because it does make a lot of sense. He was a Diamondback. They're competing. He could kind of maybe in his career. But Scherzer's going to be tough. I think when Scherzer is traded, I think he is going to get traded. It's going to disappoint you and a lot of other people because he's owed $43 million this year. So if you want to backlog it, maybe it's $15 million the rest of the year and $43 million like next year. So you're talking about a 38-year-old pitcher who has $60 million left if you trade him now into next year. The Mets aren't getting anything. They're going to have, they're not, unless they pay a decent amount of the money.
Well, they're getting something.
They'll get something, but they're not going to get
go
like
out there on the free agent
Waller.
market and look at the Juan Sotos of the world. And I mean, look, the Mets' biggest problem is that giant payroll and nothing to show for it. So if you're going to reorganize and then go out there in the market again, you got to shed some of the salary. You don't need.
That's
what you're trying to do is take that $43 million and put it into Juan Soto. And that's a better investment.
You're looking at it logically then. That's not what I meant. I'm saying
that's the problem. I'm usually the logical guy, and that's why
I'm saying the return for Scherzer isn't going to please anybody because it's $60 million and it won't look good. So yes, a team like the Diamondbacks should do it because their rotation is a disaster. Rangers, who I've said, Dodgers.
That'd be a nice story, right? Full circle for Scherzer too.
Oh, it'd be great. Yeah, I think it would be
back
fantastic.
to where it all started. Chris Bassett was great yesterday. 12 strikeouts, career high for him. 6 shutout innings over the Giants. Trea Turner, a little sign of life. I don't know. We're still waiting. Every time I think Trea Turner is going to pick it up and have a nice run, it kind of just peters out.
Where's Turner at? That's not a guy that sometimes in fantasy, especially fantasy analysis and stuff, you just kind of blow by and don't even think about some of the big players.
Worst first round pick? Is it Turner or is it Vlad?
I guess it's probably Vlad because of the.
I want to hear the peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Vlad or Turner? Who's the bigger disappointment? Drop it in the chat right now. I want to know what you have to say.
17 stolen bases for Turner, 8 homers. He's only hitting .249, which kind of stinks. His XBA is better, but everything is kind of down. His barrel percentage is the lowest in 4 years. WBC.
Dude, here's what happened. All of a sudden, the premium of the Trea Turner stolen bases that you had to have, you didn't have to have it anymore because now everybody's stealing bases. So the thing that made him so valuable is the thing now you look at and you're like, well, 17 steals, whatever. I can roll my eyes at that, as opposed to some of the big power guys. I mean, those are the guys right now that are returning the better value until Judge got hurt, obviously.
I agree with that, but the big thing was the 5 tools. You got all those stolen bases with a guy that could hit decent amount, significant homers, who hit for a high batting average. Running RBI might be a little bit dicey. He did it last year, but back to your point, so many guys are doing it that the walls are kind of closing in on that. And guys like Corbin Carroll is demolishing him. And guys like Bobby Witt, even though they're struggling, they're categorically still outperforming. It's just he's not providing the cool stuff, the amazing elite stuff that you would get with those stolen bases. Now he's solid but average. It's a solid average player that 8 homers, 17 stolen bases. That's actually not insane to do in this environment.
I'll tell you what, man. It seems like the chat's very much into Trea Turner being the bigger disappointment, and I agree. Because like I said, what you drafted him for, you can now get, because it's not that big. Every other team is selling it now. People weren't selling stolen bases.
And some people took him 1 overall, and I think that's why it's even more significant.
Acuna and Julio, I still look. My Julio hadn't, the bad start certainly hurt him, but we'll see where everything ends up. But Acuna certainly looks like the clear-cut number 1. If it wasn't Ohtani, if you're getting both players, obviously it's always Ohtani. Jazz Chisholm homered, 2nd straight game, so that's good for Jazz. I guess the foot issue is at least tolerable because he's had some good situations there. Oh yeah, and that guy that I just mentioned, Shohei Ohtani, hit another 2-run home run. It's just another day in the Shohei Ohtani story. It's unbelievable, Welsh.
I saw somebody mention that at this time last year, Judge was at 30 homers and Ohtani's at 29 right now. And we're not even in the space of talking about how insane this is. Can you imagine
if he chases 60, like if he gets to like,
what if he beats it?
I mean, what a crazy set of circumstances that would be. I'm here for
while striking out 200. While striking out 200. Remember, everyone's like, well, okay, but what Judge is doing as a hitter, blah blah blah. Ohtani's doing that in his sleep while striking out 200. Yeah, this is our vengeance from last year when you and I kept coming on and being like, okay, this is great that Judge is doing this, but it's still Ohtani. And then we
said it wasn't fair, and Ohtani's like, I got this, boys, don't worry. Way to go. Let's do a little rookie lookie. Emmett Sheehan, tough assignment in Colorado, but 3 runs, 5 innings, respectable, tough environment. Got the W for the Los Angeles Dodgers there. Good times. Not good times for Brandon Pfaadt. No Randy Arozarena, which really pissed off Welsh. Right after the show, Arozarena not in the lineup. Welsh lost his mind. It was madness here in the Slack chat.
And there was a homer in the 1st inning, and it was Luke Raley, who, by the way, I think Luke Raley was hitting 3 where Arozarena would have hit. It was super annoying.
6 runs at the end of the day. So what's the deal with the Pfaadt? It's just done with the Pfaadt? It's over?
We're done with the Pfaadt. There's no thing we need to do with the Pfaadt anymore. He's done. We're done. It's bad. He gets on the mound. He's just sweating. Every second he sweat. I was so mad yesterday. We were live recording as that game was going on, watching him. He is so disheveled when he's up there. What they said they were trying to do was work on him being able to move the fastball more, throw it inside on hitters' hands. He did that early, and then he falls apart. The sweeper doesn't have enough bite. It doesn't look good enough. The fastball, everyone keeps blaming the fastball, but yeah, maybe it just didn't, do anything locked into him. But it's garbage, it's trash. He gives up hard contact. He gives up homers. I am completely out on Brandon Pfaadt. You should cut him in almost every format. I'm getting mad thinking about it again. And thank God Corbin Carroll's okay.
Let's not talk about it.
All that mattered, I almost lost my cool completely because as Brandon Pfaadt is just getting lit up, giving up 6 earned runs, Corbin Carroll got taken out of the game with a shoulder injury. But
the same one he had surgery on, by the way. We haven't gotten to it yet, but yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, really, it could have been like a top piece of news we could have talked about because I was like anxiety ridden. It's okay.
You get that talk space. You get to talk to somebody, like get online. Just get.
Dude, I was like walking. I had to go to.
We should do that. We should do that live on the show. We should because we could share screens. Like we could get a Talkspace person. We could ask them. I drafted Trea Turner #1 overall.
What is that like? Really like those online therapists? We get
those online therapists. I just want to see what they have to say about it. It's like this has been a really hard year for me. I took Trea Turner 1st overall. I'm 8th in the standings right now, and I'm really struggling with this.
I was actually legitimately struggling with the Corbin Carroll stuff. My brand is very Corbin Carroll this year, so it would have been really rough.
Well, our brand, I think we've hitched that wagon together.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally a thing here, but I get tweets every day about anything he does, and I know we're jumping on this, but I want to make 2 points on the Corbin Carroll stuff since we're there. He says we're okay. He says they did all the stress tests on it. Thank God it's all good. But I'm still a little bit worried, and I really hope he's not in the lineup today because he talked about how scared he was. No, but he mentioned how kind of scared he was. He had never felt that pain before, and that's not something I feel super comfortable with. So I really hope they baby this into the All-Star break so he's good the rest of the way. I know anyone playing right now would hate it, but it was a serious scare, but looks like he's okay.
So the wonky penguin is in the chat, but I think it's a salty penguin today, to be honest with you, because when talking in the chat here about the Ohtani Judge home run thing, the salty penguin says, without using special baseballs in Yankee Stadium, that's what Ohtani's doing. Yikes. Look at
look at Wonky over here, who had 17 minutes for Corbin Carroll's appearance. Wonky, this isn't a good look. You're being very salty and angry right now.
Wonky is not happy. What happened to Wonks? What's going on? Let's get the injury report. Eduardo Rodriguez, 4 1/3 scoreless innings in the minor league rehab assignment. He will be traded as soon as he comes back and throws, I would say, 2 starts. 2 starts, he gone. Dustin May has yet to resume throwing. No shocker there. So between that and this Clayton Kershaw dealing with the left shoulder inflammation news, Emmett Sheehan's not going anywhere for the next couple weeks, folks. Like, he's going to be in this rotation until they get a long-term solution. So I think till mid to late July, Emmett Sheehan's still going to be useful. Don't go dropping him. We talked about Corbin Carroll. I won't go back on that, but Chris Bryant will return today for finale against the Tigers. Here's a fun fact. In the waiver wire video this week, Spencer Torkelson was one of my pickups because I said, 4 of the 8 home runs have come this month. He's starting to figure things out. Another homer. Oh, wait, another one. 2 homers for Spencer Torkelson right now. So I think things are starting to get figured out. Late bloomer. That's okay. We'll take it anyway. 3 up and 3 down. JD Martinez, boy, has he been on fire. Woo. Had the injury, was terrible in the beginning of the year. Cuttable. And then he's come back out of a pretty strong performance so far, considering the ADP. As a player we liked going into the season, and man, in April did not look good, but 4 for 5 with a homer. Yet Alex Bregman 3 for 4 with a grand slam and that onslaught of the poor Cardinals, and then Vlad Guerrero Jr. at a home run. So Vlad is heating up. Vlad is going to be in the home run derby. Do we think Vlad is in line for a big second half, Welsh?
Big? I don't know if it's going to be big.
Big. I want to know, is it big? That's all. I'm here for the big second half. Don't give me the medium one. I don't want it.
I'm a little bit of a conspiracy, like the home run derby swinging could alter some of the guys. I don't know. I feel like there's just a thing to that. So I don't know if it's going to jumpstart him in any way. I think we'll get like 85% Vlad. I don't think we're going to get a monster Vlad in the second half. Mm-hmm. But I buy him being much better. He is getting better. I hope so. So I'm in.
I hope so. It's got to turn around. 3 down. Adam Wainwright got only 5 outs yesterday. 6 runs. Yikes. Not a good look. Lance Lynn has had the weirdest season I've seen in recent memory. So he gave up 3 homers, 5 runs, but he got the W. Whereas the other day when he struck out 8 million guys, he got the loss. I can't describe it. I don't know. It's weird.
He's another one of those guys. I wonder if they would consider moving him. It's been bad, but he does have almost a 2-run differential between his ERA and his expected ERA.
That's a guy I'd be after. There's a short-term commitment. The Reds, the Diamondbacks, that's the kind of pitcher I think they're more in the market for, is a Lance Lynn type guy, who I think change of scenery would probably be good for him at this point. Anything's better than Chicago.
Do you think
Patrick Sandoval?
Real quick, do you think like tons of pitchers could get traded, like Bieber, Scherzer, Lynn,
not Bieber?
Giolito?
I don't think Bieber's going anywhere. Cleveland's in first place. How do you trade?
Yeah,
Bieber?
Yeah, that's right. Well, they talked about moving him. And
a month ago, when the offense was doing nothing, I think we were on that path. The Tristan McKenzie injury, coupled with what we just had happen in terms of this run that the offense has picked things up a little bit this month, totally has changed the complexion. They are in this race. I think they're the favorite for this race. I really do.
It's just by the way, year. But yeah,
did you see that Jose Ramirez? They'll take the pick. In Cleveland, the pick is more valuable to them. They want the pick in Cleveland, I think. Yeah. But did you see that steal of home from Jose Ramirez yesterday? That was wild.
Amazing. That's one of those magical moments, too, where the camera comes in and a guy has a wherewithal to make an adjustment on the fly last second. Because if you haven't seen it, he steals home.
Yeah.
And as he's sliding in, the catcher has the glove like out here. And in slow motion, it looks like, oh, yeah, it's totally easy. But this is all happening in real-time speed.
Yeah.
Jose Ramirez
had like 99 miles an hour.
Jose Ramirez has his hand up and moves it over around to touch the base. It was one of the cooler plays. And then I saw I don't know who said it, so I would love to give them credit. But someone said, is stealing home the single coolest play, maybe in sports, but in baseball? So think about baseball. There's like, a pitcher comeback or awesome catch. There's stealing a home run. I think that's the big one. Robbing a home run. There's, maybe pimping a homer. Like, is there anything cooler in baseball than stealing home?
It comes out of nowhere, which is fun. And you don't see it very often. Maybe you see it once a season, maybe
it's
twice.
like a perfect game. It's kind of like a perfect game. Like how many times, how many stolen bases?
You see perfect games even less. But what's special about that moment is it comes out of nowhere. You're not anticipating it, and it all happens so fast. And there's a danger element that I think makes it kind of fun because there is a hitter there with a bat.
He's a bat.
Well, I mean, there's
a guy
throwing a ball 95 miles an hour in the same location where there's a guy with a bat, and you're trying to dive in between all of those things at one time. Like you might die. That's why it's exciting.
Well, I like it that it's like I like that stealing home is like a bad guy, like bringing a bad boy home. Stealing home wears black sunglasses and rips cigs and has a motorcycle and revs it at your dad's house. Like he's a bad boy. Stealing home is
you get out of here, Jose Ramirez.
That is the
you
single.
Take your leather jacket and your bad attitude, and you get out of here. I don't want you dating my daughter. I'm still trying to get the Patrick Sandoval. 7 runs, 5 innings. That's it. Now we're done. Welsh, you know what time it is? Time to pick some prizes, baby. Let's go. Let's pick them. Sign up today, PrizePicks.com. Download the app. Get a 100% deposit match up to $100, but only when you use the promo code leading off. So use that promo code Welsh. Pick some prizes today. Let's go.
I should have just kept doing it. So you could have never said the Patrick Sandoval thing. I should have just brought something else up.
July 4th. It'd be like, hey, Patrick Sandoval. Nope, can't do Patrick Sandoval.
I was going to ask this. How many home stolen bases are there? I don't know how to say that. How many times has home been stolen? I think it happens like
twice a year. Stolen
in stolen, like in history of baseball. Like how many are there?
I don't know.
How many steals of home
I'm
going
to pick some prizes because Welsh is posture.
I'll do it. I got it.
No. Now you lost your opportunity. Patrick Sandoval. No, just kidding. Wander Franco, 7-hitter fantasy score over today in Seattle. Mookie Betts, 9.5. I'm going to go over against the Kansas City Royals. That was a big number, but Mookie's in the zone right now. And Pablo Lopez, who's been much better on the road than at home this year, 6 pitcher strikeouts against Baltimore. I'm going to go the over on that one. Now you can pick your prizes, Welsh. Go ahead.
All right. By the way, Wonky's apologized. She said Mayor's back from the cruise, so that's why Wonky's a little salty.
Oh, so I'd be salty too if Mike Mayer returned and I hadn't
Mayor's
him,
back.
So there you go.
Yeah. All right, so for my prize picks today, I'm taking Shane McClanahan and Bryce Miller no-run first inning. I will take the under. Freddie Freeman total bases 1.5, and Matt Olson fantasy score 8.5. I want to play lots and lots of different pieces here, but those are my 3 favorite that you guys can. So maybe you can put a little bit of mine, a little bit of Joe's, if you guys want to make a monster on prize picks, because you can pick from as low as 2 up to I believe 6. So go and do it. Those be my prize picks.
You can get with this or you can get with that. Betting wise today, Pablo Lopez 5.5 Ks over. Again, you can follow me on Betting Pros, which is one of the fun things. If you haven't already, download the app. You can set your trackers too for specific sports, so you get notifications. Like if you're just a baseball bettor, you could do that. If you just want to set it for baseball and NFL, whatever you want to do, you could set all those notifications, which is great. But for right now, follow me. You can get all my bets every single day here, Monday through Friday. I'm also taking the Twins to win this game, so you can couple that together. I would do that. The strikeouts 5.5 over, the Twins minus 104 on the money line. I'm gonna take the Giants to beat up on the Mets because it's just easy to beat up on the Mets. Minus 118. Again, maybe pair that with an over on the Carlos Carrasco earned runs. That seems like a good pairing to me. And then one more duo for you. Let's go with McClanahan, 6.5 Ks over. The juice is heavy. It's minus 134 on BP, but you put that with the Rays to win at minus 135, and you'll get like a 2.5 to 3 to 1 positive number on that. So go ahead and put those things together. Welsh, what are you putting together on the betting side?
Well, I was going to tell you, I don't know if you saw this. Stephen Reif in the chat just posted, this is an amazing stat. According to Baseball Almanac, Ty Cobb stole home 54 times. I didn't think there were 54 stoles of homes in baseball history. And Ty Cobb did it 54 times.
Well, it was a much more common occurrence in old-timey baseball. With the
when they were throwing 45 to the plate. And
what are you doing now, slugger? You going to try to steal home on me? Well, maybe if I throw this spitball here, maybe you'll be able to... We'll see what happens there, fella. You throw
wouldn't
that
be
ball
polite. Wouldn't be polite if you kept looking over at me while I'm trying to steal this base.
I'd like to make so many Ty Cobb jokes, but I'm not going to make any of them. Just gonna let
Okay,
that.
but 54 times is wild to me. On the bets. So,
Mm-hmm.
talk to you guys about the Miller. I'm going with lots of different Millers here. I had Bryce earlier. Going with Bobby Miller. Strikeouts, 5.5 over is plus money against the Royals. Royals stink. They love to strike out. So, Bobby Miller. We'll go with that. Shane McClanahan. It's juiced up a little bit, but I love the strikeouts. 6.5 today, minus 140. Parlay. Both of those, if you would like, you're going to get 242. And going with the team total today, Los Angeles Dodgers through the first 5 innings, team total runs 3.5 at plus 120. That is how I'm attacking that. And I feel like I screwed up one of the teams. So the Dodgers
Stoles
are
of
playing...
home a Welshism. Can we say that? I think we can add that to the list.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being like a little doofy about it, but yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, the Dodgers are the Royals. I thought I was screwing that up. So that's why I love the strikeouts. That's why I love the team totals here. But yeah, Stoles of home is a stat.
Stoles of home. There you go. Hey there, fella. Let's see if you can let's see if you can hit this shine ball that I've got here. That's what they used to throw. They used to rub the ball in their wool pants until part of the ball got shiny.
Pitcher looks over. You still home there, buddy. I'm going to give you a shiner if you don't be careful.
Listen here, pal. I've got Jack Johnson right here for you, fella.
I actually feel like I could do this with you all day long. We could just do that voice and just go
I'd
back.
love to do old-timey baseball announcer voice. But
yeah,
it would definitely get us in
Let's
trouble.
move on there, buddy.
You know what else is fun? So rare. All the children, they love the bubblegum cards, but if you had the bubblegum cards on that fancy computer machine of yours, then you could get SoRare.com. Here's how you sign up, fellas. And ladies out there, you love the So Rare. Make sure you sign up today. Use that promotional code there, FantasyPros.com/collect. That's how you sign up for free. And all the fellas that'll join your roster, well, you can go ahead and compete against some other good fellas over there in that leading off league, FantasyPros.com/leading off league. It's fun. It's fantasy. And best of all, it's rare. So rare. MLB. How was that for you? You like that?
We were turning a little South Park Canadian, but I think it was
I'm not
still
your guy, buddy.
I'm not your pal, friend.
I'm not your friend, guy. All right, let's get to the DFS picks of the day. Pablo Lopez, again, this is the train. At home, terrible this year. On the road, magical this year. 9.5K. Freddie Peralta's in that same range. So is Bobby Miller. So to Welsh's point about Bobby Miller, especially there, I think the roster percentage will be low. He can give you 6 innings and 6 Ks and the W potentially. So Miller in the tournaments, Peralta and Lopez more in cash today. I'm fading McClanahan at 11K, though. It's just too expensive. I think Miller, Peralta, and Lopez can get you the same and free up $1,000 to spend on offense. That offense I want to spend on Angels, Dodgers, Giants. Again, troll of the Mets today. Owen Miller at 2.6, Jose Abreu at 2.8, and J.D. Davis sticking it to his old ball club because he ain't special, but he's there, 2.9. For the week, I'm going to be taking, of course, my good pal, Shohei Ohtani for the weekend. That's my home run call for the weekend. We've got J.J. Tater at the top now, 30 homers, overtaking Razor Ramon. I don't see the Welsh there anymore. I don't know what happened, but he's behind. But that's okay. There's plenty of home runs to be called. Sign up today, fantasypros.com/chat. Join the Discord. I got lots of Discord plans this year for NFL season. So if you haven't, sign up today. Go premium, fantasypros.com premium, so you can make home run calls for July, win fabulous prizes, maybe an X-Plug t-shirt. I don't know. Welsh, you're smirking. Was there something funny in the chat?
BT Fouts just made me like
I
died. Terrence, I fatted. That made me laugh so. Yeah. I was trying to contain myself and not be ridiculous on here, but I looked at that and I instantly started chuckling. So good one, chat.
You guys, the home run call for the weekend. What do you have?
I'm going to go with Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman on the total basis today. We're going to just keep him through the weekend. Freddie Freeze, give me some homers so I can get back up on the board, please.
Now, we want everyone to have a great holiday weekend. We will be doing a show here on Monday, as we always do, but it's a company holiday on the 4th, and we want you all to go and just enjoy life, enjoy baseball, get some barbecues, some fireworks, all that stuff in. So we won't be here on the 4th, but we will be here the rest of the week on Monday through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all the other days that aren't July 4th. You can do that math.
Tuesday. Yeah, all the days that aren't Tuesday.
Every day but Tuesday. And then we're going to have a special All-Star break schedule. We got some fun things planned going on there. So lots of fun things. I hope everybody has a great weekend. We appreciate you here. I want to come back Monday, Welsh. I want to see 14K subs.
I have something better for you, Joe. We don't do a show if it's not at 14. We don't go live.
That's right. On Tuesday, we will not go live if it is not 14,000
Well, no,
subs.
then you're setting us up for failure then. You're setting
On
us for
Tuesday,
failure.
we will not go live if we have 14,000 subs. And if we get 14,000, we're going to take a day off and come back and have mustaches. So there you go. You choose.
Ooh.
You choose.
My wife told me to
Peanuts, Cracker
shave today.
Jacks.
She's like, "Will you shave today?" And I was like, "Oh man, I got to tell her about the 14."
That's all right.
I
We'll
think
organize
I got to
it.
keep this. I think I got to keep it.
Well, we'll see. So go out there, everybody. Have a great weekend. Have a great holiday. Whatever you're doing, we appreciate you all and all the success that we've had there on the MLB channel this year because of all of you. So again, show your appreciation. Like this video, share, and subscribe to Fantasy Bros MLB. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Stole them homes. Stole them hard.
My friend, but